Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay guys, welcome back, greetings. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I just really thought it would be helpful if I uploaded a video on my university experience. Okay, so my experience personally was a little bit different. Well, not a little bit different, it was a lot different from what I've seen on YouTube and what other people sort of like expected as a bit of a university experience. So I thought it'd be helpful to film a video about my university experience and just let people know that it's okay not to have the typical or usual university experience that everybody else has. So with that being said, don't forget to follow me on social media. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, on Instagram, and on Twitter. I'll put all of the information in the down box below, as well as on the screen somewhere. So all the information will be either on the screen or in the down box below. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like, you know, all those fabulous all those amazing things. So yeah, okay, so I'll start with a bit of a backstory. I live in the UK, so it's a bit different from like America and like all these other places in the world. So I went through A-levels to get to university, and at my A-levels I did mathematics, I did physics, I did religious education for 2 years. And then I really decided that was not, at first I wanted to do astronomy at university because I loved stars and planets and all of that stuff because it was just so fascinating. But after doing physics and doing maths, I was just like, this is really not for me. Like in my second year of A-levels, that's when everybody was sort of getting ready to go to university. Well, everybody in my year anyway, they were all like getting ready to go to university, and I just wasn't ready. I felt like I wasn't ready, so I didn't go to university that year. I waited another year, and I wanted to really pursue business. I don't know, I just really liked it, and that's when I found the course that I actually wanted to do at university. So I would say for anybody who's just getting into university, take your time, or anybody who is not really sure of what they want to do, take your time, because right now it's expensive. People pay £9,000. I'm paying £9,000 a year via student finance anyway, to get into university. So that's a lot of money to waste on something that you don't, or that you're not sure that you want to do. So I would say take your time. There's no rush into you deciding what you want to do at university. So after my second year, I then decided to take a third year where I studied music and business at my sixth form that I went to, of one more year. And that's when I really got into marketing, and I was just like, oh my days, this is really what I want to do. In connection with that, I'm a Christian, so it wasn't just something, it wasn't like an epiphany, you know. I didn't wake up one morning and I was like, hallelujah, I know what I want to do. It's something that I prayed about, and I really got guidance from God as to what I should and shouldn't be doing. So I was just like, okay, this is like the right path for me to take. So yeah, that's what I did, and I applied for university, and now I'm a third year student, De Montfort University, studied marketing management. I'm going to graduate in a couple of months. I'm basically just waiting for my exams to begin right now. So yeah, so let me get into the whole university experience. I just thought I should give you a bit of a backstory so you can understand everything and how everything happened for me. So I'll start with Freshers Week. They'll tell you, you know, to go to attend your university's Freshers Week. It's a great way for people to make friends. Like, the people that you find at Freshers Week are probably going to be your friends for life, and this, that, and the other. But I didn't attend my university's Freshers Week, if I'm being very honest. I just thought that it was kind of pointless for me anyway, because I didn't really want to make friends in that way. I'm not somebody who goes out a lot. I'm not somebody who goes clubbing. I don't really do those sorts of things. So I thought it was pretty pointless of me to do those things to try and make friends, because that's what my friends would be into, but that's not what I would be into, like be this inner conflict. So that's something that I would say. As you're going into university, stay true to yourself. You don't have to go to bars and clubs to make friends. You don't have to go out every night and get out of your mind wasted in order for you to make friends, because I believe, like for me, the friends that I wanted to make were not going to be at nightclubs and bars. That's not like that. Those were not the places that the friends that I wanted to make were going to be. So I didn't go there. As I was saying, the friends that I wanted to make, I was not going to find them in bars and clubs. So there was no point in me going there to try and make friends. I was a Christian first and foremost, and for me, that still is the most important part of my life. I was not going to do things that sort of weren't true to who I was for the sake of making friends at university. I wouldn't advise it for anybody. If there's something that you don't do now, or something that you're against, don't do it simply because you're in university and you want to make friends. That's not the right way of making friends, because those people will still be interested in those things and you won't, and it's going to be, a little bit difficult. Stay true to yourself and you'll make friends, trust me. I made my best friend right now, my current best friend, somebody that I met in line. She was literally standing in front of me. She's standing was it in front or behind? I can't remember which, front or behind, whatever. She was standing in front of me or behind me, and we instantly clicked and was still my best friend, dad, what, like, literally, she's still my best friend to this day. And funnily enough, we're both Christians. We have so many things in common, and it was all, I believe that it was all through the working of God. That's how I met my friends. I didn't have to do anything else. I stayed true to myself, and the people that were my friends came from me being true to myself. That simple. Like, there's nothing more to it. That's another thing, making friends. Like I was saying, you don't have to do things that you don't normally, or things that you wouldn't normally do simply to make friends. I just don't think that's the most beneficial way of making friends, or friends for life. Or if you're just making friends for the moment, whatever, do you, boo. Like, do whatever makes you happy. But for me personally, that's not how I wanted to make friends. So yeah, that includes Freshers Week, and that's how I made friends. Another thing that I would say, another big piece of advice that I would say, make friends that are, or try to make friends that do your course or something very similar. That's something that I found really helpful. Like I said, the friends that I made in first year, I'm in third year now, and they are still my friends. It's just how it is. Nothing's changed. And I sort of had like two groups of friends. I had like my friends that studied different things but were still in the same university, and I had friends that like studied similar to what I was doing. Yeah, it was great for me. I had fun because there were people that I could go to, or friends that I could go to whenever we had like assignments and group work, guys. Group work. This is when making friends within your course or something similar really comes into play. Thank God my friends are smart. Thank God my friends were driven, and thank God my friends knew what they were at university to do. They were not there to party and make or whatever, but that's a side note. The friends that I made, like, we all had similar goals and similar things in mind. We all wanted to get the best out of our university education, and those are the people that I hang around with the most, and those are the friends that were in my group. So when it came to group work, baby girl did not struggle. No, I did not, because the friends that I made were within my course, and if ever there was group work that we needed to do, I went to my friends because I knew what they were capable of doing, what I was capable of doing, and everybody was really comfortable around each other. That's another thing with group work, guys. It's a great way for you to get to know other people within the course and within the module, but be very careful. This is your grade at the end of the day. Be very careful about who you go into a group with. Don't go into a group with your friends if your friends are not that smart and you are smart and you want to get good grades, because that is not going to help you. Remember why you're at university. Like I said, you're not at university to make friends, you're at university to get a degree. Okay, so put that in mind. I know of people who have had horrible, as in horrible group work experiences because, you know, X, Y, and Z, this person did that. And then when it came to like peer reviews, groups had to be called in because there was conflict. I know of people who were in groups that didn't work and they ended up having to do like 3, 4, 5, 6,000 words by themselves. You know, I know of people who, like in groups, people wouldn't turn up for meetings and all this palaver that can just be avoided by just making sure that you make the right kinds of friends. I can't overemphasize it, or know the people that are in your groups and know their capabilities and what they can and cannot do. That's the best way for you to get good grades at university, and to know the kinds of people that can be in your group without sabotaging your own grades at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you're at university to get a degree. Nobody wants to graduate university with a 2-something, 2.3, whatever, or 2.2. You know, that's not what you're here for. So group work is a big one. Yeah. And another thing that I want to touch on is accommodation. So during my first year, I stayed in the same kind of accommodation that I'm staying now, which is a studio. Is it a studio flat? I have my own bathroom and my own kitchen, so I don't share nothing with nobody and that's for a good reason. In my first year, I stayed here, and I decided to stay here in my third year as well. In my second year, I did move back home because due to like church commitments and stuff like that, I was going back to Nottingham, where not originally from. I'm originally from South Africa, but I would go back to Nottingham where my parents would stay during the weekend. So I'd leave Friday and then I'd probably come back Sunday, and then I'd also leave during the week on Wednesdays, but I'll come back same day. But that was due to like church commitments and stuff like that. So during the second year, so my first year I stayed studio accommodation. Second year I stayed at home because I figured home was not far from where I am. Dartford University's in Leicester, and Leicester and Nottingham is like 30 minutes on the train. And I know of one of my friends actually right now who's in third year. She stays at home. You know, yeah, so it wasn't really a big deal for me to go back home during my second year. When it comes to accommodation, I did not stay in halls for my first year, and I'm glad I did not. But if that's not an option for you, because I understand that it's not an option for everybody else, I would stay in halls. It is a good way of making friends, but then again, I wasn't caught up with this whole ideology of making friends at university. I knew I was going to make friends, and I wanted to make the right kinds of friends. So yeah, halls, I don't really have much experience with university halls because I never ever stayed there, but there were a couple of my friends that I would visit a couple of times that stayed in halls, and you know, people would be fighting over bacon and and eggs and all these things, and I was just there like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with any of that. So I think, yeah, so my first year experience was pretty good. I didn't really have like any problems within my first year. For all those who are not at university yet, don't have this ideology that a lot of university students have, that first year doesn't count. Technically it might not count, but you're still gonna get the grades. Like the pass rate, I know it's like 40%. So all you need to do within your first year is to get 40% and you'll pass and you'll get into second year. But if you're looking to do a master's or any kind of postgraduate study, chances are that employers and lecturers or whatever, when it comes to you getting into university, they might actually look at your first year grades. So don't get too carried away and not do your work and think that it's okay and that nothing's gonna happen. Boo boo, it doesn't work like that. So first year to me wasn't really that difficult. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was at uni. I didn't really have a problem. Second year I lived at home, but I would say that there is a bit of a jump from first to second year. Just be on your ball, be on your game. Remember, I keep saying this over and over again, remember why you're in university. Remember, keep in mind why you're in university. Second year for me, it was okay. There were a couple of modules that I didn't necessarily like, but again, it wasn't about what I liked. In first year, if you do get a chance, which most universities do, like I did, you get a chance to pick the modules that you want to study in your second year. Look at the list carefully and know whether you are more of an exam person or more of a coursework kind of person, if that's how like your studies are split up. I know one of my friends now who's like, she hates exams, but she's really good at coursework, so she made sure that all the modules that she did were coursework based. So that's another thing that you should take into consideration. Don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever my friends are doing. Remember that it's about you and it's your degree, it's not anybody else's. Like, just keep that in mind. Okay, so I remembered who I was and I remained focused on what my goals and my achievements and Christ throughout the whole of my university experience. And one thing that I would like to point out is that it's just an experience, it's just a phase of life that you will go through. So always have a plan, stay focused, know why you're in university, don't believe the hype. You don't necessarily have to do everything that everybody else does in order for you to, have a successful university experience. I believe and I know that I've had a successful university experience, and I didn't necessarily do everything that I was told that I needed to do. So don't be afraid to carve your own path. And do things the way that you want to do them. It's not all about, turning up every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and not being able to go to lectures. Remember, you are paying money. You are paying. Simply because you can't see the physical cash doesn't mean that you should be wasteful with the resources that are at university or wasteful with how you spend your time, so those are all things that you should take into consideration when going into uni. Those are the things that being at university has taught me. I didn't really want to make this video long, but it seems like it's gonna be long anyway. But I just want to share with you guys what my university experience was like. Oh, and I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody on my days, everybody who watched my first YouTube video, my introduction into the whole YouTube life. If you can call it that. But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for all the support and all the comments and all the likes and everything, and all the subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that's it for this video. That's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.
Damn.